Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today to the small space combo class. I wanted to incorporate a lot of roles today. So, this is a small space combo class. So I didn't want to do your classic big chest rolls across the body, but rather focus on smaller rolls and other little fun things in between. So I'm going to show you the combo through, and then I'm going to break it down as usual. Okay, the first move that I did there was I guess an upwards K roll, I'm going to call it. K rolls are traditionally like that, but I'm going to do it with an upward momentum. So the first thing that we talked about was getting that sweet, sweet release. Basically, I've got a fingertip grip, so a nice loose grip, and I'm getting the pendulum swing from lifting my arm, not from lifting my hand only. Do you see the difference? I'm going up and down here rather than using my wrist. So that's one habit that I'm kind of trying to break in a lot of a lot of people, because if you use your wrist, you're more likely to throw it and miss a little bit of coverage on the arm. So really what we're looking for is an open hand. So as I bring it up, I just kind of open my hand, okay? That you can even work on without the pressure of, rolling it all the way across your chest or whatever. You can just play with rolling it up your arm and catching it, or just defending yourself. So in this case, you can practice doing it by bringing it up to shoulder level and just seeing how slow of a roll that you can get. This is also a fun thing to practice to try to get it into a balance as well, which I'm not being very successful at. But basically, the slower you can manage to roll it up your arm, the more chances you have of balancing. So it's a fun little, thing that you can practice just to get a really, really nice release. Again, light grip, arm swing, like you're walking, you're swinging your arm. Light grip, swing, arm straight. Okay. So if your grip is really wrapped around it, you're not going to get the same thing. Okay. You want it to pendulum swing in your fingertips. So as you come up, it's going to touch this little part here, right in between your index finger and thumb. Okay. And just open the fingers and practice with how much momentum you want to give it. Now, the thing about this one is we want it to give the illusion of traveling upwards as much as possible. So if you started a little further back and you bring it forward, you can do your release with your arm on an angle, okay? So you're getting a little faster, but I'm not bending my wrist back. I'm just opening my hand as it comes up, okay? So you're looking for the opportune moment to just do that. All you're doing is this, okay? The other thing is you want to make sure for this one that the trajectory is slightly towards the left. So you could potentially work on angling your hoop just very slightly towards the left so that it doesn't hit you in the face or in the microphone, as I keep getting hit in the microphone. I said, it's not microphone friendly. And then I have my arm ready up here with my palm facing down. I like to feel like I go full ostrich, and that's where I'm going to catch it. Note, I also leaned back, right? I shifted in the weight into my back foot. So you can kind of practice going back and forth like that. I'm like an ostrich in a rocking chair. Okay. I like to be as extended as possible. Again, it just gives the illusion of it being a bigger trick than it really is. Okay. So first thing is first, sweet, sweet release. Working on trying to get a nice controlled release up the arm, slightly adjusting your trajectory so that it travels up now towards the left side, right, of my head, and then adding the arm and coming back with it. Okay, so those are all your tips for the upwards K-roll. I don't even know what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. So once we have our hoop here, once we've caught it in full ostrich mode, then we're just going to keep this other arm down and simply allow it to fall into our outstretched arm. So that part was pretty easy for everybody. I think the hardest part of this combo was definitely that upwards momentum roll. So again, coming back, whoops, and then coming forward and releasing. Okay, now I've got the hoop in my right hand, palm facing up, and I'm still in a wheel plane, right? So I'm still facing, my left hip is still towards you. Now what I'm going to do is hinge the hoop behind me, okay? And it comes around the left side. So it's now touching my left arm. And as it's coming around the back, I'm going to extend my arm. Like, please, can I have something in my hand? And as it gets to my arm, I'm going to twist it at the top. So nice light grip. I'm going to twist it around and push it down into my outstretched hand. Okay. One more time. I've caught my my downward roll from here, and then I just brought it around, flipped, and released. Everybody got that one pretty quickly. Just remember when you bring it around the left side, you want to have your fingertip grip at the top around 12 o'clock. And you're going to turn it as high on your arm as possible. So you might want to lean your head out of the way. If you're doing it down here, then your roll's only a couple of inches. So if you do it up here, then you can get a little bit more of a roll. So it's just a little bit nicer. So you can work on that, slow it down, and then you start to get it a little faster. It's still a little messy for me even. It's something that you just got to take your time, do it slowly until it feels right, and then you can add a little speed to it. Now we've got the hoop in our our left hand, palm facing up. So now if my left hip is still facing you, then I'm going to turn now towards the audience or my camera so that my chest is facing you. But I'm kind of in an awkward situation. So there's two things that we can do here. We can either swing the hoop down and back as we turn and then pull it in for a barrel roll, or we can do this one where we isolate the hoop to 12 o'clock as we turn. Isolate and come into our barrel roll position. One more time. Swing, turn, and bring it up, or isolate to 12. I'll show you that in real time. Isolate. Okay, so it's a little wristy, a little awkward, but if you know how to isolate, it should come fairly naturally to you. Okay, and either way is not wrong. So I want you to pick whatever feels comfortable and just do that one. This one or this one. This one just keeps it a little more same level, right? Whereas that one, it's just a little bigger. There's nothing wrong with bigger. I like big. All right, so now we've joined with our other hand and we're going to go into a barrel roll. Because the momentum was naturally moving to the left or clockwise, I'm going to go clockwise with my barrel roll. So I'm not going to go over barrel rolls because this is kind of an intermediate combo, but I just wanted to show you. And then we're going to flip the top down and we're going to bring it out to the side. Okay, So now out to my right side, and then I'm going to flip the hoop out. So my index finger was pointing towards me, and now I'm going to bring my pinky side towards me. Okay. So there's only one way that you can go. So yeah, I'm just basically opening, and then we're going to go into this guy, which is really fun. So it's not this, which is like something I learned from Mike Hayataka ages ago. It's like contact something. So it's not that. It's actually just using your index finger, and we're just rolling it around our index finger with a little bit of a hook. I like this one because it gives you a little bit more control, and you can do things like go up and down with a little more control and security, that it won't like fall off your hand. So I just find that doing it over your hand like this is a little harder to actually get that momentum. So this one just adds a little bit of, mobility to that move, right? So if I want to bring it from here, I'm going to do 1, 2, and then my palm is going to be facing out. Okay. So if you want to just practice bringing it around, that's okay. And then you can add the arc after, but let me show you a little bit closer. So I've got my index finger hooked on it, and I'm just going to twist it in and straighten, hook, straighten. It should feel fairly wristy. So, just take it easy, straightening it. Then once you got the hang of that, then you can bring it out to the side, give it a little counter spin, and then lift and twist out to the right or left side. Then I'm going to just roll it over and catch it with my same hand. So I like to follow it all the way and just grab it. So I don't want to grab it like this. I want to grab it with my palm facing forward, because now I'm going to go into my first C roll and then my second C roll. I am not going to go into C rolls very, very much, because I do have a tutorial on them on my YouTube channel, and it's just, I think it's called C roll tutorial or something like that. And it's letter C dash rolls. So you can go check that out if you want a more in-depth tutorial. But basically just adapt the same release technique as the first roll that we were doing, but we're going to just angle it in just a little bit. So instead of going nice and straight, we want it to be angled in. And if you're struggling, you can just give the hoop a hug, bring it in. So you're almost like rolling it in to your arm and then to your chest. Okay. So once you get the hang of that, you can start playing back and forth. You can also start to rock back and forth. So remember, don't bring your wrist in and don't toss it at your chest, right? This momentum is enough. Okay. Also, the rocking back and forth is enough. Okay. So we've done 2 C rolls, and now it's landed in my right hand, palm facing up. From here, we allowed the hoop to do a flip over the arm. So we did top of the hoop flips down and over. Now it's on top of my forearm. Okay. So as we did this, we're going to open up towards the back and bring it in behind us. And then we're going to take this right arm and match it. So basically, my arm is going over the hoop and then back through and grabbing. So now they're the same. Okay. Then we flipped the hoop over our head. So we just shrugged and flipped it over our head. That should feel quite natural or not, depending on how your shoulders are feeling. And then we basically took our left hand and really kind of chopped it into the side of the hoop to add a little pressure. Now, if you pull it, you're going to pull it into your side, and then you can let go with your right. Yeah. All right. So here, pulling it over, and we're going to lift the hoop. So as we lift the hoop, we're going to tuck our arm, our loose arm, inside of the hoop. Okay, so I'm just waving hello. I'm just saying hi. I'm bringing my other arm in, and the hoop is making contact with my side the whole time. And I'm just going to flip open, open, and then I'm just going to go bam or do whatever I want. Like I said, you can just leave if you want. I'm from the C roll, the second C roll catch, flip, flip, bring it behind, matchy, matchy, flip over the head, push out with the left, bring it over and unfold. There it is. I hope you enjoyed today's combo. And, if you are looking for a little more instruction, a little more detail, you can always contact me and book a private lesson with me. I do lots of online lessons. So feel free to contact me at amy@hoopersonic.com or whichever method works for you. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the month. Take care.